This is it. We've made it. This is the playoffs. AFC, NFC drew the bracket out, so you don't have to. I'm going to make my picks all the way through the playoffs, and this is going to honestly go based on gut feel. This is going to be based on my gut. And then as the weeks tick on through the playoffs, maybe I'll make some previews where I actually give, some stats and whatnot. But this is honestly going to be gut feel. I'll explain why I have certain gut feels. But this is it. I'm gonna fill it out. I'm gonna see how accurate I am. I'm gonna try to get the perfect NFL playoff bracket. So let's start it off. We're gonna do the whole AFC and then the whole NFC, and then we'll do the Super Bowl down here. So Chiefs 1 seed. They don't have to play wild card weekend. We'll start with the Ravens and the Titans. Titans, 2 MVP candidates in Tannehill and Derrick Henry. They were okay down the stretch. Derrick Henry ended up eclipsing 2,000 yards. Great for him. Baltimore Ravens, they have been quietly, and I know Lamar's 0-2 in the playoffs, and you're not really talking about them. It's not like last year when they were 14-2 and they were the 1 seed and everyone was talking about the Ravens. No one's even concerned with the Ravens at this point. No one is talking about the Ravens. We're not talking about the Ravens being a threat in the AFC, but they've been quietly playing very, very well, quietly getting back to running the ball, led by Lamar Jackson running the ball, and J.K. Dobbins is really coming on, and I think it's going to be a hell of a game in terms of run. If you like the run game, this is going to be a great game. I think Lamar's going to get off the snide, and I think the Ravens are going to win. I guess I'll put a score here. I think we're going to say Ravens 27-23. They're going to get it done, and I can't move them anywhere because we need to see what else I feel like to reset the bracket here. So, Steelers-Browns. The Browns playing in Pittsburgh. I don't know what the season series was. Browns, COVID, still running rampant in their building, so they're going to be out. They're going to be without coaches. Stefanski's down. They haven't been able to get into the building today. I'm filming this. It's Friday. I think Thursday was the first day they were able to get in the building, so they haven't been practicing. The full virtual. Not what you want to deal with going into the playoffs. For that reason alone, I think the Steelers are going to beat them, and I'm going to say it's going to be 32-21. 32-21 Steelers. Then we got the Colts, the Bills. Interesting because I really like the Bills. AFC, I think they are a team that could give problems for the Chiefs. But the Colts, the way they've been running the ball, this is gonna be a dogfight. The Bills are gonna be in for a dogfight right now. Colts can run the ball, they play defense. Bills, they're looking to air it out. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna be able to implement the game plan? It's gonna be in Buffalo. So if there are any elements in Buffalo, it's going to be a little tougher for the Colts, especially Phillip Rivers when he drops back. I do think they're going to be able to establish the run game very well, but I think Josh Allen is that good, so I think he'll be able to do his thing. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say 3-point game, 31-28. 31-28. So with that being said, the Ravens would be the lowest seed, so they'd be playing the Chiefs. Ravens-Chiefs. We'll have Bills playing the Steelers. That would be our AFC. That would be our divisional round. And the Chiefs, man, they're good. I think the Ravens could give them some problems. The Chiefs have not been playing well down the stretch. Patrick Mahomes has not been playing that well down the stretch. But the thing, you've seen it. What you have going for the Chiefs, what they have going for them, everyone saw last year. They were down in every playoff game, and they always came back. Didn't matter how much they were down, they were able to come back. So it's almost like they could turn it on. We think that the Chiefs could turn it on at will. And me, I'm in that camp. I think they could turn it on at will. With that being said, I think they get the job done here. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. Let's say 35-20. Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship game. Bills, Steelers, they played in the regular season. To be honest with you, can't remember. Didn't care to look who won. Big Ben's been, to been a struggle for him, and they haven't really been able to really consistently establish the run game. Talking about the Steelers, either have the Bills, but the Bills passing game is like the Steelers 5 years ago when they had Antonio Brown and Mike Wallace and Martavius Bryant, they had those guys, just weapons all over the place, and Big Ben was still at the point where he could sling it all over the place. That ain't it now. The Bills are there though, so the Bills are going to get this job done. 32, 20, 27, and then we got the shootout we're all looking forward to. Bills-Chiefs. Bills-Chiefs. I think at some point it will be Josh Allen and the Bills' time. It will be. It will be. I'm just not certain if it's going to be this year. It could be. It could be. But I'm not so certain. Whichever way you spin it, if you tell me that this ends up being the AFC Championship game and it ends up being a defensive, low-scoring game, I'm going to tell you you're crazy. I think this is going to be all fireworks. I'm going to go Chiefs, 42-35. Chiefs representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. Bumping on over to the NFC, we got the Bucs, Washington football team. I believe that the Washington football team are going to give the Bucs problems for maybe 3 quarters, because that defensive line is going to get after Tom Brady, and Tom Brady has been great this year when he has a clean pocket. Washington football team, if they can do one thing, they can get pressure on the quarterback. What I don't know if they can do is score enough points, because at some point it's just going to be tough to stop everything that the Bucs are throwing at you with their running backs and with Godwin, and Mike Evans might be able to play, and Antonio Brown looks like he's coming out, and they have tight ends everywhere. They have too many weapons, I think, for Washington to stop, and I don't think Washington's offense is going to do their defense enough help for Washington to actually win the game. So I'm going to say Bucs. I'm going to say 28-16 Bucs, and they this way, 28-16. Rams Seahawks, they split in the regular season. I did look that up. Both teams won at home. The Rams coming down the stretch, week 17. Goff was out, broke his thumb, probably will play, but he hasn't been great this year anyway. Seahawks, they've kind of limped into the playoffs. They haven't been losing games, but they just haven't looked like the Seahawks of old. Albeit, I still think they're going to get the job done here. I think they're going to win a close one, 23-20. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter, probably who has the ball last. Bears Saints is another one. And I think the Bears can give the Saints problems. And what the Saints have going for them is that it's indoors. If this was in Chicago, I would strongly consider taking the Bears. But it's not. It's in New Orleans. New Orleans did enough. Again, I've been called a Breeze hater all year. I like Drew Brees. I just don't think he has the arm to sling it all over the place. And the Bears, again, just like Tom Brady and any other quarterback in the NFL, if you don't have a clean pocket, it's going to be a little tougher to make some throws. But Drew Brees, to put any type of zip, he needs a clean pocket to step up on. He can't be, fading away, throwing off his back. He needs to actually move forward in the pocket to get zip on any type of balls. Their running game has been good the last 2 weeks. Obviously, 2 weeks ago on Christmas night, Kamara had 6 touchdowns. Last week, Kamara didn't play. I think he had COVID. Ty Montgomery, old favorite from Green Bay, he actually had 100 yards. So their running game's coming on. They should use it. They need to use it. Bears, their running game still, even though they lost to the Packers, wasn't particularly close. Mitch Trubisky didn't look great. David Montgomery still looked pretty good. It's going to be a Mitch Trubisky game, and unfortunately for Bears fans, it seems to this point in his career that Mitch Trubisky, in big games, big moments, makes those turnovers that'll just wrench your guts, and make you want to turn away, make you want to just, pull your hair out. So I think that's something that's going to happen here. I think it's going to be a semi-low scoring game. I'm going to say Saints 26, Bears 21. Not going with any upsets, which that's probably going to bite me in the ass. So we're going to have Bucs. The Bucs taking on the Packers. And we're going to have the Seahawks traveling to New Orleans. So this is a good one. So if we take what happened earlier in the season, the Buccaneers just had the Packers number. The Packers, literally their worst game they played all year was against the Tampa Bay Bucs. Granted, it was in Tampa Bay. The big thing for me, as a Packers fan, full disclosure, not affecting my decision. If I thought they were going to lose, I'd let you know. But the thing with the Packers, and I said it when they got home field, you saw it when they played Tennessee, the snow, the elements, the cold, like that is going to play to their advantage. They know how to play in it. A team like Tampa Bay, they play in a lot of domes in that conference, and 8 games a year they're playing in Florida. So a cold day in Florida is what, 50 degrees? 50 degrees is a heat wave in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I think it's going to be struggle. Probably going to be some elements. I think Aaron Rodgers is really going to get fired up, wanting to get revenge on Tampa Bay and the secondary, just like he wanted to get revenge on the whole league this year for thinking he's washed up. So I'm going to say Packers. I'm going to go with 35-27. The Bucs will get some garbage points, but I think Green Bay is going to move on here. They'll move on to the NFC Championship. This one's going to be tough because Seattle, again, they're almost like the Chiefs at this point in terms of they could turn it on, and I've seen it over the years, especially with Russell Wilson. I mean, there was one NFC Championship game where they're against Green Bay where their offense was anemic, and they just were able to turn it on. It's just like they could go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. You just think like, okay, Seattle doesn't have it, but when they need to have it, they have it. Defense, I don't know if it's going to be good enough to stop the Saints, especially in New Orleans. Again, that's a big thing, not playing in the elements. I think it's going to be tough. And with that being said, because New Orleans is going to have the home field here, I do believe, and that defense is playing very, very well, and Seattle's offense has not been playing very, very well. I do think their defense will be enough to stifle the Seahawks and get them into the NFC Championship game. So again, 1-2 seed, just like in the AFC. I think it's going to hold pretty true. And here we go. Again, we're going to go back to the elements. This is going to be the end of January, close to the end of January. I imagine there's probably going to be snow. It's going to be cold for the Saints. Drew Brees, that's going to be a struggle, no doubt, because his arm is a wet noodle at this point. You can't show me anything that tells me otherwise, and I don't know if they're going to be able to establish the run game. Good chance against Green Bay, right? Green Bay's rush defense all year has been an Achilles heel, but recently they've cleaned it up a little bit. It's still an Achilles heel. They've cleaned it up a little bit. Snacks Harrison didn't really get in much against the Bears, but he's going to rotate in more. So now if you have Snacks Harrison, again, if he has anything left in the tank, Dean Lowry and Kenny Clark rotating in, keeping those guys fresh, I think they'll do all right. And their secondary and pass rushers are fantastic. With that being said, I think Green Bay, I'm just not even giving scores at this point. I forgot the Seattle whatever score. So I'm going to say 20-23 standard game. But I think here, Aaron Rodgers torched him once. I think he's going to torch him again. So I'm going to say 31-20. Packers move on. We get the All-State Farm Super Bowl that we've been looking for. Chiefs, Packers, Mahomes, Rodgers, MVP 1, MVP 2, the last 2 MVPs. Actually, Lamar was the last, but 1, 2 in the MVP voting, most likely. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. It's definitely going to come down to who has the ball last. This is a gut feel. I feel really good, and this is usually when I get myself into trouble, and this is usually when the Packers let me down. But I think there's no scenario where Aaron Rodgers doesn't win a Super Bowl this year. So, I think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. And I think that's going to end up being Aaron Rodgers. And I'm going to say they get the job done 28-26. and Super Bowl champ. Super Bowl champs. Champs. Green Bay Packers. And that is my actual gut feel as a fan. And believe me, I am very negative when it comes to my teams. I don't let myself get my hopes up, so this is a big step for me. And I just think this is their year. So, Green Bay Packers, there it is. Take a good look at it, get a little snapshot. Pa-ching. And here we are. That's it. Super Bowl champs. Green Bay Packers. Go Pack Go. It was a great season, great season. I mean, I'll be back with obviously more videos breaking down these games as they happen, but that was it. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know why I'm an idiot. Tell me why the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs or why the Saints are going to slaughter the Pack. Whatever it is, just let me know in the comments. And what do you think? Do you like the bracket? Do you not? The scores are a little off. I just kind of made them up as I went here. I didn't really have gut feelings on scores, but that's it. That's my Super Bowl breakdown. I want to see how true it holds. And maybe I'll update it after, week after week and see where I went wrong. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, subscribe. Not nearly enough of you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.